The strange thing is that I wasn't attracted to the part of Paula, if I'm really, really honest. I actually wanted to play Janelle Monáe's role of Teresa.
Right?
That's what I was attracted to. You know, I read the script and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was beautiful and I definitely wanted to be part of it in some form, but I had real resistance about taking on the part of Paula because, you know, I've always said from the very start of my career that I want to make my choices about my, you know, career choices based on portraying positive images of women in general and black women in particular, because those are the kind of women that I grew up with. You know, my mum had me at 18 years old, and she was a single parent. My father was never ever around. She raised me by herself. She had me when she was still at school, and then she took time out and she said, when I get to a certain age, when Naomie's 5, I'm going to go back and I'm going to put myself through university and educate myself. And so I was on welfare at the start of my time when I was growing up. But then my mum went back to university and she would take me to her lectures. I would sit in the corner of the room coloring in, and it was so inspirational to have this amazing woman who, you know, from really nothing. You know, my mum's mum died when she was 13, so it's not like she had a lot of support.
Right.
She didn't. She did it all by herself. She got her degree, and then she went on and she wrote children's stories. She used to tell me children's stories, and so she ended up publishing them for Heinemann, which is a big publishing group in the UK. And then she had her own sitcom on BBC One. She wrote for EastEnders for 13 years. You know, she's such an inspirational woman, and those are the kind of women that I grew up around. You know, and my mum was part of a community of women like that, and I just thought, these women are amazing, and I do not see them represented on screen.
You're right.
And I want to see them represented on screen. So I said, that's the basis on which I'm going to make my choices. So playing a crack addict was not part of that at all.
So how did you approach getting into the meat of that character?
So what I did was I used YouTube. YouTube is an incredible mine of information.
Wow.
There is everything that you could possibly want is on YouTube. So there are interviews, really intimate interviews actually, because people go with their camera phones to, you know, crack dens, places that I wouldn't be able to go on my own. So all of that was incredible. And then I actually volunteer at a soup kitchen in my local area. And I had a lovely lady there who had an addiction, and she was able to share her story with me, and that helped me enormously as well. And I didn't understand, you know, I couldn't understand this concept. Like, how does somebody, you know, we know how destructive drugs are. So how does somebody get attracted to that, you know? And she has a son, and so I had so much judgment actually, and I really had to work very hard to overcome that judgment, because the more judgment I had of Paula, the less she would reveal herself to me. It was only once I was willing to say, please show me, you know, show me your journey and tell me, you know, I'm ready to listen without judgment, that Paula was able to reveal herself to me. Because it really is, you know, what you do as an actor is you're inhabiting souls.
Right.
And you're asking those souls to come into your space, and you can only do that in a non-judgmental way.
That's true.